everything ready. Like, oh guys, call the police, I'm being attacked, you know? So yeah, need a better way to store your everyday carry or EDC gear? Maxpedition's new Platy Pocket organizer upgrades the iconic Maxpedition Micro with a new design and some cool new colorways. Watch me test the 4x6 and 5x7 sizes, migrate my gear, and share my top EDC picks for you. So let's make a start by opening each of these Platy Pocket organisers and taking a look at them. And in full disclosure, Maxpedition did send me these for free, but no money has changed hands. So let's start by taking a look at this smaller one. This is the 4x6 and the colorway here is OD green. And of the two, I believe that this one seems to be the most similar in size to the Maxpedition Micro, which I'm currently using. As you can see, the 5x7 is just a little bit larger, giving a bit more capacity there. So let's bust open this OD green. Oh, that looks really nice. Materials are looking good here. There's the tag. All right. So yeah, this definitely feels very resilient. It's going to be a great companion to your everyday carry. So I'd like to take a look what we have on. Let's start on the front here. So we have two quite slim pockets here. Okay, at the front, I'd say maybe you'd fit a pen or something in here. You probably wouldn't get a knife in something this narrow, and it looks like it's the same sort of width there at the other side. Okay, whereas let's go back to the Maxpedition Micro, which some of you may be familiar with. You've just got one large mesh pouch at the front. Okay, so we've also got a single zipper here with a little bit of paracord. Let's undo that. And on the inside, we have our main compartment here, okay? Quite roomy, it looks like, and we're only accessing it from this side at the front here, all right? Now, the zippers, I believe, are made of, they are the genuine YKK zippers with Duraflex hardware. So these are really going to be top quality zippers that you've got here. They're not going to, you know, bust out on you, which is the quality you can expect from Maxpedition. So let's take a look at the back. We've got another couple of pouches here. These two are definitely a bit wider than those front ones. I dare say you could fit maybe a knife and a torch in there. And we also have oh, look at this, guys. We've got a much larger pouch on the back here. So that's quite a bit of more storage for you down there. All right. So that's a little bit more than I expected. And then you've also got this kind of elastic here where you can keep another 3 separate items on the back. So this paracord here means that you could, of course, wear this over your shoulder or strap it to a bag or something, however you choose. But personally, I would prefer to make use of it for use in the pocket. And that's what this little pull handle on here is all about. Okay, you've got this lovely little pull handle there, just like they did on the Maxpedition Micro, okay? So that when it's in your pocket, you've got the ability to quickly pull that out and get to your EDC essentials. Next up, let's make a start with the 5x7 model, and this is the wolf grey colorway, which looks equally as cool as the OD green. But let me know in the comments, guys, which colorway do you prefer? Let's take a look here, and I'll bring them up for you. What do you reckon? Which one would you pick? The OD green or the wolf grey? And by the way, for those of you who are a bit undecided, they also have 2 really cool other colorways. They have the multicam, which is genuine multicam, and then there's also a all black, which is, you know, kind of similar to the original. All right. Now let's get back into this one, and actually I'll take the tags off as well. So we have on the front, same deal. We have a zipper, and that's our main compartment in there, guys. Okay, obviously a little bit more roomy than the 4x6. So let's get these tags cut off. Alrighty, so as I said, these pockets here, definitely going to be able to fit more than a pen. I do reckon you would be able to fit a knife in. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of migration later, but for now this is definitely a little bit roomier than the smaller size. We do also still have the same sized little pocket pull cord on top. All right, and over to the back. It looks like it is the same design, guys, just with a bit more room. So it depends. Is your knife or torch going to be more appropriate for the 5x7 or the 4x6? Really comes down to personal preference. Okay, so yeah, definitely wider here. You've still got the 3 elastics, another big pouch here with also the paracord, which you could, use as a shoulder strap or whatever. So the other cool thing, guys, is you may be wondering about the name of these, okay? The Platy Pocket. Now, what do you think about when you hear that name? For me, as an Australian, I think of the platypus, all right? It's got platy. Come on, Maxpedition, you got to expect me to think that. But the actual meaning of platy, according to Maxpedition themselves, is that it is meant to sound like flatty, flat, platy, flatty. So these things are meant to be, quite good at retaining their flat shape in your pocket. Okay, so that's why it is so aptly named. All right, now I am excited because we are going to start migrating some of my EDC from the old Maxpedition Micro, seeing what can fit in each one and seeing which one is the most appropriate for you. But just before we start our migration, guys, if you would like to pick up the Maxpedition Platy Pocket, you can scan the QR code on screen here or head to genie.us/platy, and I'll also be leaving links for you in the description below. And by the way, my dog Bubble is here to remind you to ram that like button if you're enjoying the video so far. Aren't you, Bubble? You get a treat. You are enjoying the video, aren't you, Bubble? Hey, Bubble. Are you done? Would you help us decide which one is the best option? Which size, the 4x6 or the 5x7? Bubble, paw. Bubble, paw. 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 Oh, you see that? Bubble highly recommends the OD Green in 4x6. You heard it here. Alrighty guys, I am hyped because we are about to migrate the gear from the Maxpedition Micro to the hottest new Maxpedition Platy Pockets and see which one is the best size for your needs. Alright, and we have some really cool gear to go through, plus a couple of extras I've got here, guys. But I just wanted to talk through the applications of this, okay? Because it's important to know what are you going to do and how are you going to carry or access your everyday carry. So personally, I started off using my Maxpedition Micro as a pocket kit. I actually did carry this with me each day in my pocket, but actually I ended up using it from then on as a car kit. So I actually kept this in my car and accessed all of the tools in here as needed from my vehicle. And it was just, in cases of emergency, you break down, you're in an accident, or, you got to change a tire at night. You've got some tools here, but I actually ended up pivoting from that. And now the new resting place for my Maxpedition Micro is actually in my home. And I don't carry it with me every day, but it is in a to-go bag by the front door in case of emergency when shit goes down. And I actually prefer having it there because I have access to all of these tools if I need them in non-emergencies as well. So that's probably what I'm going to do with my new Platy Pocket as well. So yeah, but I'd love to know, tell me down below, what do you do with your everyday carry kit or pouch? Do you carry it with you, keep it in the car? Let us know. So let's make a start with what we have in the Maxpedition Micro. So the first and most important thing, guys, that I think a lot of you are going to agree with is that you're going to want to have a good knife. All right. Now, personally, I believe that Civivi is a fantastic brand. This right here is the Civivi Elementum, and it's a button lock version, okay? Really, really cool. I love the knives from Civivi. Now, the Elementum is one of their most popular designs, and they have a non-button lock version as well. But yeah, just such a beautiful knife and a really high quality cutting knife as well. And what I love about Civivi knives is that they are just such an affordable price considering the level of quality. All right? And I actually do have a couple of other Civivi knives as well. You may have seen me use this one on the channel. This is the Civivi Altus, okay? I've done a bit of like customization to the handle here, but I love this one because it's not only got the button lock there, guys, all right, which you can use for deployment as well, but the thumb stud, ready? Boom, how badass is that? This is probably the one I use here at my desk the most for like opening packages and stuff. But yeah, the Elementum is the one that I have either in my car or by my front door. And in fact, guys, highly recommend this brand enough that I've even got a third mini one. Now, this is my micro everyday carry kit, all right? I won't go into all the details here, but I have a full review on this one just here if you'd like to check it out. But believe it or not, in here is my Civivi Elementum Mini, all right? Look at that, boom. Okay, just a little mini button lock. What's it called? The name eludes me right now, but check that out. Very, very cool. Cool for just like, you know, peeling apples and stuff, or, you know, cutting little ropes and cords and stuff. But yeah, guys, highly recommend the brand Civivi for your knife needs. So if you would like to pick up a Civivi knife, scan the QR on screen here or head to genie.us/Civivi store, linked below. By the way, guys, all of the tools that I do show you and go through here will also be for you in the description if you'd like to pick one up. So let's make a start with the smaller of the two, the OD green. This is the 4x6, and we're going to try with the Elementum. Now, as I said, guys, I don't think these front pockets are going to be able to handle a knife like this. And as you can see, all right, this is not the right place to put your knife for this model. It is the right height, but you're going to want to put it on the back somewhere. So these pockets look all right. Okay, although the little pocket clip there isn't actually going to latch onto it. So perhaps you might actually chuck it on the outside there so that it's a bit easier to access. But it's really up to you. And of course, you could also put it down in this pocket here. In fact, that's probably the way to go. I kind of like that. All right. Over onto the 5x7. Yep, no problem fitting a knife into the front of the pouch this time, guys. All right, and if you did have a knife that was actually quite a bit bigger than this, you could obviously put that in the main pouch as well. Okay, so for now, actually we'll wait to the end before we put it all in at once. But yeah, so the next item on the list would be the pry bar. Okay, now here is a very cool, this is a titanium pry bar. I know a lot of you guys like to carry these as well. You know, they're good for like getting underneath things, prying them up, scraping off stickers and such. The reason I chose this one though, guys, check it out. This one here has a little compartment that you can keep a bit in. Now this is a double-sided bit and it comes with these little rubber bands here just to keep it in place. But check this out. You can actually lock this in to the slot just here, if I move that rubber band back, and you've now got a little screwdriver, all right, for everyday situations. So that was pretty cool. And this particular pry bar also has a bottle opener. So really, really useful, this little pry bar here. So you know what? Let's start by trying to fit as much as I can into the smaller one, and if we need, we're going to upgrade to the bigger one. So let's put the knife here, I reckon. Now, where could the pry bar go? Probably, oh, the pry bar is almost a perfect size for one of those front pouches just there. So let's go with that. Awesome. All right, next item, let's go with the Torx bits, just because we're on the topic of the pry bar there. Now, I'm sure I had them down here. So what I've actually done, guys, check this out. This is just a little, just literally 2 Torx bits. You buy them in a whole set, but I've actually just cut these off, and these are the perfect size for making adjustments to my Civivi Elementum. okay? So it's always good to have these on hand in case you need to make adjustments to your knife. And these are just a standard 1/4 inch bit size, so they will be compatible with the pry bar as well. And I'd probably just drop that down there into the pouch somewhere so it doesn't get lost. Next up, it's going to be a specific screwdriver, seeing as we've just come off the somewhat capable pry bar, okay? Now, this particular model here is so incredibly affordable, and it looks just like a little pen, doesn't it? I think I've done a full review on this one, if you wanted to check it out here. But basically, this is just a little, very capable everyday carry driver that actually has all of the bits inside just here. So if we empty them out, okay, you have quite a number of bits in different sizes here. And if you want to use one, you literally just plug it into the front and you've got the extra capability there of having a wide variety of bits. Now, guys, some of the EDC screwdrivers that I've seen out there are just so damn expensive, okay, which is why I recommend this one just for how ridiculously cheap it is. Like, I think it's on AliExpress for literally just a few dollars. So I would recommend adding this for your everyday carry kit for a absolutely negligible price. And you can pick this one up at genie.us/EDC driver or scan the QR on screen and of course linked below. So given how thin this is, I reckon it would be a great candidate to put just in this front pouch here. Look at that. How nice does that look, guys? But of course you could also tuck it in to one of these little stretchy straps here, I reckon, as well. All right. Okay, so next item, very popular EDC item is a torch, okay? Now, the brand that I absolutely love for torches is Olight. Now, what we have here, and this was in my Maxpedition Micro, is the Olight, I believe this is the i3T EOS. It might be the i5T. But either way, this is a limited edition version, guys. Look at this absolutely beautiful speckled stardust colorway. Just breathtaking. So I don't think this one's still available, guys, but Olight still has a ton of different torches. These are very resilient, extremely bright for their size as well, and nice and easy to change the battery. They're waterproof. Yeah, would highly recommend this. And it's not the first Olight that I've got, actually. If we go back to my tiny EDC pouch, I've also got another little Olight here. Much smaller one, obviously. I've got actually I custom painted this one to match the theme of the pouch, and got a sick little paracord bead lanyard thingy on there as well. This one, you just twist it, okay? So there's heaps of different sizes available, guys, with the Olight brand of torches. So I would highly recommend picking up this as your brand of torch if you need one. And you can find these at genie.us/torch or scan the QR on screen now. And we're going to try and put this one in here as well. Now, would it be better there? Or I reckon this is probably a good candidate for one of these pouches, given how the sizing of that. Okay, so look, I'm not going to lie, that is a bit tight. It feels like these little, let's try the, I guess they're the same size, but I would say that, yeah, maybe these pockets here are intended for something flatter, or as we said earlier, guys, maybe it's actually meant for the knife, although maybe a bit narrower of a knife, or you want one that you can quick access, okay? So let's get that back in, boom. And let's move on to our next item. The next item is not something that I carry in my Micro, but it is another option for a torch. And this is another one that I would highly recommend, guys. And I've done a full separate review on this item right here. This is the BORUIT V10, and I believe this to be the best everyday carry torch that you can buy right now. Definitely check out the full video here if you missed it for this one. But the great benefits about this little torch is that it is fully waterproof. It is USB-C charging. It's got a magnet on it, so you can like set this up. The brightness, guys, is just absolutely out of control. Okay. And one of the things that I really love about this model as well is that it's also got a little ultraviolet torch in it right here, guys. So if I give the left button a triple click, now I don't know if you can see that there, guys. Ready? So, and ultraviolet is perfect for, like, look at the looms on my Casio Duro. Like, that just charges the hell out of it. So yeah, having ultraviolet light is really, really cool. And it's also got like side lights and alarms and everything ready. Like, oh guys, call the police, I'm being attacked, you know? So yeah, I actually keep this one behind my bed, but I was wondering if it would actually fit in an everyday carry pouch. So in this smaller one, I don't reckon there's room for it there. You could potentially, you know what, maybe this would be a good candidate to tuck. In fact, probably that's where you'd want to put it, is in the actual pouch itself here, guys, just given how wide it is. All right, there you go. And if you do want to pick up a BORUIT V10, head to genie.us/BORUIT or scan the QR just here. All right, and the next item that you're going to want in your everyday carry kit, just like I did, is a little notepad. Now, guys, this one right here is a Write in the Rain mini notepad. And as you can see, it is quite small, and that's because I bought a multi-pack, and it's the exact same size that I use in my micro kit. As you can see, I've got one tucked in the back just there as well. But the great thing about these guys is they are fully waterproof. As the name implies, you can indeed write in the rain. And maybe, just maybe, nah, it's not going to fit at the front there. So this would probably be a good one to have tucked in the back pouch just there, or of course in the main zip just here as well. Now, I do also have another couple of options for notepads for you guys as well. Given this is, this has quite a spacious middle zip here, guys, got two more recommendations for you, all right? First one, absolute budget king. You can just get these Spirax mini notepad with the little, you know, spring at the top here. I literally got this delivered off Amazon Prime for like $1.75 AUD, so it's crazy. But for those of you who want something that's a little bit more low profile without the hinges and stuff, the most popular brand that I've seen for everyday carry, guys, is Field Notes, okay? 48-page memo book, durable materials, made in the USA. Very, very high quality. You've even got, like, you can put your contact details just down here. And as you can see, extremely thin along the spine there. So this is going to be a great candidate. Now, I can already tell you this is definitely not going to fit without absolutely mangling it into the 4x6 size, is it? So I'm going to go ahead and leave this with this one, and we'll figure out how to pack that in shortly. But I do wonder if the Spirax can fit in this smaller size. I reckon it will, but we might have to do... So that one definitely will. But you might have to finagle it to get it into here. Yeah, look, even if we got it in there, we'd have to kind of bend it. So I reckon the perfect spot for it would be, we'll empty out that paracord just there. Look at that, guys. How perfect is that for the little mini $2 Spirax notebook? Looking real good. Now, I don't need to tell you the importance of having a notepad in your EDC bag, guys. Obviously, it's good to, you know, write down number plates or take notes or whatever. You know, there's heaps of use cases for a notepad. But in order to make use of it, what do you got to have? A pen. So the one that I currently have in my Maxpedition Micro is this absolutely badass bullet. Look at this. Like, you guys have probably been going, what the hell? Is that a real bullet? Why does he carry around a real bullet? This, my friends, is a Fisher Bullet space pen. And believe it or not, this genuine, real cartridge from a bullet shell has been transformed into a pen. Now, all you got to do, pop it out just like that, whip it around, and you have an absolutely peak of masculinity pen right here for writing. And given that it is a Fisher space pen, these things can write through oil, anti-gravity, upside down, all that good stuff. So a really cool pen option here, and I'll of course leave that for you in the description below. Now, there is another couple of pen recommendations, guys. So in terms of absolute small size, in my micro kit just here, I've actually got another Fisher space pen, and this one is also called the Bullet, although it's not actually a bullet like that one. And if you take a look, you'll see that it is rather sleek and slender like a bullet. Pop it out, boom, and now you've got a full-length pen. So that's really handy, and it has all the same benefits of the other Fisher Space Pen, given it can write through oil in space upside down and all of that good stuff. So you can... So yeah, you could pick up a space pen at genie.us/space, or pick up the bullet pen at genie.us/bullet, or scan the QR codes on screen now. And our final pen recommendation, guys, is going to have to be this. And this, guys, is my most recent acquisition. All right, now it may look just like a normal pen, although it has a couple of cool features. Most notably, it has a glow tip. Ready? So if I press it once, it deploys as normal, nothing fancy. If I press it a second time, look at that, the tip actually glows. And the reason I got this, guys, is because I actually have a notebook next to my bed, and I like to, you know, if I think of something, I want to be able to wake up and quickly write it down and actually see what I'm doing without waking up the wife. And this is the way to do it. And if you've ever tried writing in the dark without a torch, you know that you basically write over your own letters and stuff. So this is really, really handy. And another good one for if you are out late at night, you've got your pack with you in the car, you get into an accident or whatever. So you can actually get a 3-pack of these, which is what I did, and it comes with 3 different tip colors. This is the white one, but I've also got a blue and red, which you'll get in the 3-pack. If you would like to pick up this awesome pen, head to genie.us/glowpen, scanning the QR just here. Boom. Next up, guys, you may have spotted it on the front of my old Maxpedition Micro, and it is just a mini pocket folding comb. This one is by Western Gull, as you can see. Now, the thing I love about this comb is that it is so small, cool, it's transparent. It's great for short length hair, or, you know, if you've got like a short beard or mustache, this would be a perfect comb for you, but I definitely wouldn't use it on long hair. And I literally got this on AliExpress for less than $3 delivered, guys. And I loved it so much that I got one as a little gift for my bro as well, because I thought he'd really like it. So if you want to pick up a little folding comb, perfect for your little everyday carry kit, scan the QR here or head to genie.us/comb. So let's see where this one might fit. Could it fit just here perhaps? Boom, on that kit. And for our pen, I reckon we're gonna, now how do we, maybe we get that under there. Look at that, guys. What a fit. Okay, boom. All right, and that leaves us to the last part of the gear that we're migrating, I believe, and that is these two. So it's pretty important, I would say, to have at least one cloth or hanky as part of your everyday carry kit. I like to have both. As a glasses wearer, I like to have a microfiber. Now, this is the one that I recommend just because, you know, it's served me really well, and it's by this cool brand called Night X. I don't know if you can see the little logo embossed into the cloth there. Really, really cool. And yeah, definitely good for wiping down phone screens, or as I do, cleaning my glasses. So if you want to grab one of these, head to genie.us/minicloth or scan the QR just here. And the other option, guys, is a hanky. Now, hanky you could obviously use to blow your nose or whatever. This one I got here is from Gondek EDC. All right, but there's heaps of different cool hanks available on Amazon or even AliExpress. So if you want to pick one up, head to genie.us/hank or scan the QR just here. And that is the last of the items we will be migrating. But there's one other thing you guys might have noticed. What is all of this hanging off here? These are these rainbow lanyard paracord beads. And I get so many comments from you guys asking me, where on earth do you get these beads? They are super, super cool. That's right, they are. And yeah, you get them on AliExpress. They're only like a couple of bucks each, and there's heaps of color varieties to choose from. Check it out. I also use this blue. That's my favorite on my Civivi Altus. All right, really, really cool. So if you wanted to pick up the rainbow beads, you can head to genie.us/bead or scan the QR just here. And also AliExpress has extremely affordable paracord, guys. Like, you could just get that for a couple of bucks as well. I'll leave that in the description below. But guys, I don't know if you noticed, but personally, these little shoulder straps with all of the paracord, I don't personally use those. I'd rather keep it, like I'll probably remove this. So if you're in need of some paracord, you've got some nice high quality Maxpedition paracord here as well, if that's something that you are interested in. All right, guys, that does it for our gear migration in terms of items. So we are going to now try and fit them as much as we can into that, and then also try the larger size. And if you have enjoyed the content so far, and if you want to see more EDC content, great way to let me know and show your support is to make sure that you are a subscriber of the channel, as I do actually have a little bit more EDC content planned for the future. Alrighty guys, I have done some rearranging, and here is what I have come up with for the 4x6 size. Now as you can see, we have gone with just one pen, one torch, left the other one out, and one notepad, and this thing is at capacity. Okay, so having a look on the front there, we have our torch, our knife, our pen and notepad, our pry bar, as well as our little pocket screwdriver kit, and if we undo the zip, we also have access to our little comb and both our hanky and our cleaning cloth. Now, what I really love about this little Platy Pocket 4x6 size, guys, is look at how accessible everything is. All right, every single thing here can be pulled out very, very quickly, and that's a massive advantage it has over the Maxpedition Micro. With this one, yes, it has quite a bit of capacity as well. In fact, it's almost similar. However, all of it's tucked away inside, which means if you needed to quickly access your knife or something, unless it happened to be the one or two things you had in the front pouch, you couldn't get to it. But with the Platy Pocket, you have access to everything at the drop of a hat, okay? Really, really cool. And then the lesser important things, such as, you know, you want to comb your hair a bit or wipe your glasses, that's what's tucked away. So I am definitely going to be sticking with one of these two, all right? All of my stuff fits in here, but I am going to test for you putting it into the larger size as well, and also see if we can remove these paracord. So let's get into that now. So it looks like, yeah, the paracord is just in a loop here, which means all we've got to do is undo this little double knot here, boots, and we're done. And now we've got a nice length of spare paracord that you can add to your collection, guys. Unless, of course, you do want to use it as like a shoulder-strapped everyday carry bag. So, in the larger size, first thing I want to upgrade from the size is this little Spirax notebook, because it is a little bit bulky. So we're going to get rid of that and put this one in here. And that just fits like a glove, guys. Look at that. Love it. All right, now as for the pen, rather than using the bullet pen this time, we do have a little bit more size to work with, so we are going to go ahead with the glow pen, and in fact we can tuck the end of it in there for a little bit more security as well. Now the knife, I'll show you how I did it. I had it like that with the pocket clip latched on just like that. All right, but given the size of this one, it might actually be better to put it just something like that. Okay, as for the torch, plenty of room here, guys. You could have a way wider torch there, and given how thin, how much space it's got, this is staying a lot flatter than the 4x6, which almost seemed like it was bursting, didn't it? So let's take these out. We'll chuck in our pry bar there. Definitely goes in a lot deeper. Just overall, so much more room. And then we've got heaps and heaps of room in this pouch here for putting in our comb, hanky, and cleaning cloth as well. So it really comes down to your personal preference, guys. I would say that this one is, while it is more luxuriously roomy, and it may well fit in some pockets, given the extra inch in width, it's going to be bulkier to carry, okay? So just make sure that whatever, jacket or pants that you want to put this in, maybe give it a measure and make sure that it is the 5 inches in width and the 7 in height, all right? So let me know, guys, which one of these colorways do you think is cooler for a start? And also, which size do you reckon would be better suited for your needs? Do let us know below. And make sure, if you would like to pick one up, guys, scan the QR just here or head to genie.us/Platy, again, which will be linked for you in the description below. I do hope you've enjoyed the video and that you would consider sharing it with a friend who you know who might be into everyday carry. Here is a link to my Maxpedition micro review video, and over here is a link to my everyday carry playlist, which features my tiny everyday carry kit. A massive thank you to our Goat Crew channel members for supporting the channel, you absolute legends. Here's a link if you'd like to join us or scan the QR just here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next review. Good girl, Bubble. Excellent choice on the OD Green 4x6 Platy Pocket. You're the best.